Welcome. We have the information about a 5-number summary here at the top, and also the formula for the interquartile range, which is the length of the box. And before we create another box plot on our own, we're just going to practice reading one, and then we'll move forward with creating one in a moment. All right, so number 1, a golfer recorded the score for each round of golf she played in a season, and the box and whisker plot summarizes these scores. So I'm going to go ahead and label those values that are called the 5-number summary. So we'll have our low score, and then Q1, Q2, Q3 for our quartiles, and then her high score on the end. And they make it pretty simple to read here. So 72 was her lowest score of the season, 75 was her first quartile, 79 was her second quartile, 86 is her third quartile, and then her high score over on the end here was 95. All right, so those values separate the data into 4 equal parts. And I'm just going to label those percentages again up here on the top. So that range created by the whisker would be 25% of her data, 25% there, 25% there, and 25% making up the right whisker. Okay, and then we'll answer some questions here about her scores. So A, what was her median score? So Q2 there, another word for the median. So in her case, that was 79. So, all right, MED for median, or Q2. And that was 79. All right, so what that tells me, that's her median. So about 50% of her scores were under 79, and about 50% of her scores were over 79. All right, B. Find the range of her scores. So this is just regular range, which is high minus low. So whisker to whisker. So the high was 95 minus her low score of 72. So that's a difference of 23 between her high and her low score. All right, then it says find the range of the middle 50% of her scores. So again, that would be called the interquartile range, middle 50%. So that formula, IQR, interquartile range, we take the third quartile, subtract the first quartile. So this is telling us the length of the box. So 86 for Q3 minus 75 for Q1. So the length of the box would be 11. All right, and then identify the shape of the distribution. So not every distribution will have a distinct shape. If we're asked for one, though, it will. And so we're basically looking at one of these shapes. So in this case, investigating whiskers first. Right whisker is longer than the left. So that's like this picture, right whisker longer than the left. As well, the right side of the box is longer than the left side of the box. So when those 2 conditions there are met, we call that shape skewed right. All right, so that's just a little practice reading the box plot. And then let's go ahead and make another one of our own. So number 2 here. The following are the number of calories in a random sample of 18 Chester's churros. So to find the quartiles, we'll start with finding the median, so the middle of the list. And I have put the numbers in numerical order for us just to make it easier here in our notes. So if there's 18 numbers, 18, if you divide that by 2, is 9. So if I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I put a line there right down the middle, that way I'll have 9 numbers to my left and 9 numbers to my right. That's the median or the second quartile. And in this case, it's between a 300 and a 300. So of course, when you average a 300 and a 300, if you were to add 300 and 300 and divide by 2 to average those values, of course, you would get 300. So if they're the same number, then the average is, of course, that number. And then to find Q1, we'll look at the 9 numbers to the left of Q2. So since there's 9 numbers, I'll do a little calculation for you. 9 divided by 2 is 4.5. So if I count 1, 2, 3, 4, then that number 280 in this case would have 4 numbers to its left and 4 numbers to its right. So now our Q1 is that actual value, right at that value of 280. And then on the other side, if we did the same thing for Q3, the middle of that list, that would be 320. My high number over there is 345 calories, and the smallest amount was 255 calories. So it's going to come down and label the axis here. So we're just keeping track of calories in these 18 churros. All right, I like to draw my box first. So the left side of the box is at 280 Q1. The right side of the box is at Q3, 320. And the box always hovers above the number line. We don't want to obscure that number line, keep it readable. And I'm not grabbing a ruler here, so just freehanding it. I'll call this good enough. All right, there's my box. Q2 is 300, line, in this case, right in the center. And then my minimum value is 255. And I usually draw a dot for the end of the whiskers, which is fine. You'll see up here on these pictures, they draw little line segments. So there's not only one way to mark the end of the whiskers, whatever works for you, as long as we can see the ending point, which I just graphed in the wrong spot after saying all of that, 255. As long as we put it in the right spot, there you go, 255 is our whisker on the left, and then the maximum is 345. So 345, and that gives us our right whisker. All right, so in terms of the shape of that graph, that one's looking pretty close, if not perfectly symmetric. So even if it wasn't perfect, if it's really closely resembling symmetry, left side of the box in length equal to the right side, and the left whisker just about as long as the right, or possibly perfectly the same, we would call that shape symmetric. So let me just add that here. So here's an example of a symmetric box plot. So a histogram would appear symmetric. All right, then there you go. So this is called a regular box plot. I'm just going to make that note here. So usually we just say box plot, but regular box plot, as opposed to, we're going to learn another type of box plot called modified. So when we get to that, you'll see that there's 2 different types. And I'll just end here with saying that if you'd like to watch the video and set up your calculator to graph box plots for you, you could do that. I've already set my calculator up. I put my data into L1. And then once you set up your calculator, if you just hit graph, it will graph the box plot. I'm going to hit my trace button, and my blinker there can go through and give me the values of the 5-number summary as well. So we can jump around here and see the minimum of 255, and then Q1, the 280, etc. So it can be nice to know how to graph them on the calculator as well. All right, we'll end this one here.